Raising Cane's is one of the fastest growing restaurant chains in the US. It's on track to do $10 billion in sales by the end of the decade. Everywhere you look, they're there. Founder Todd Graves is now a multi-billionaire, making him the richest man in Louisiana and the 307th richest man in the world. All because of the rapid growth the company has seen in the last couple of years.
The last 3 years has been when we've seen them really just slam down on the accelerator.
In that time, it expanded its reach to the Middle East and Post Malone's hometown. Yeah, they partnered with Post Malone to open 2 restaurants so far. The first is in Utah, and you couldn't miss it if you tried. The other location is in Dallas, Texas, which they also partnered with Post's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. But to really understand why this company has become what it has, you need to understand Todd's journey. It all started with a simple dream. And that dream first came to life as a college assignment. You see, Todd's friend was taking a business class at LSU and was given an assignment to create a business plan. That's when Todd told him about his idea for a restaurant. His friend was intrigued, so they built out the business plan, going as far as costing out their aprons. But when the assignment came back, they had gotten the worst grade in the class. The professor told them that it would never work and that the idea was laughably simple. However, Todd didn't let that change his mind. He knew he was on to something. So off he went to the bank with his business plan and a dream, hoping to get a loan to build the first location. Well, they laughed in his face, saying something similar to the professor. "You want to open a restaurant at 22 years old and that's your idea? Boy, you out of your mind." Todd actually walked out of the meeting not discouraged, but fired up. He believed in his dream even if neither the bank nor the professor did. The problem was, the bank was right. He was broke. He was a freshly graduated college kid with only a couple bucks and a dream. So he decided he would raise the money himself by working and saving. Through some contacts, he landed a pretty good paying job. Just a tough job as a Boilermaker. You see, Todd's job was to fix, repair, and install new equipment inside oil refineries to get the oil pumping and the money flowing again. Since this is so important to refineries, they pay good money to get it back up and running. So Todd ended up working 90-hour weeks, motivated each hour by his restaurant dream. After about a year, he was still short on cash, so on the recommendation of a friend, he headed up to Alaska. But what waited for him in Alaska made being a Boilermaker look like a cakewalk, because he landed a job as a sockeye salmon fisherman. He started working 20-hour days, casting nets in freezing cold weather with huge sea whales smashing into the boat. Cages and nets were sliding all over. Every single cast carried the chance of him going over the side with it. Boats were ramming and battling for fishing spots. The Coast Guard was flying overhead looking for fishermen from sunken boats. It was an absolute brutal job. But after 2 years of boilermaking and sockeye fishing, he had enough to open his first location. All those long hours chasing one thing.
It's a chicken finger dream, dude.
He sweat his ass off in oil refineries and risked his life on the open seas to serve chicken fingers? For context, this is McDonald's entire menu, and this is Raising Cane's. Now, I don't want to paint this as an overnight success. He opened the first location in '96, but the rapid growth wasn't until recently. We'll get to that. It seems so insane for a fast food restaurant to only serve chicken tenders. It felt like something I needed to experience myself, so I made a trip out to the new location here in Nashville to test it for myself. Literally just chicken tenders on the menu. Oh, you want a sandwich? That's tenders on a bun. We got some nice little holiday cups and some sweet disco balls, but then it came time for the chicken. Is this all worth it? And me, it was great. The chicken was fresh and juicy. The famous sauce, it was great too. Maybe not bathe yourself in it worthy, but better than most.
They're a brand that says this is who we are and we are going to stick with it no matter what kind of outside pressure.
To be all things to all people for restaurants is really not the way to go anymore.
And after 27 years of business and 750 locations, not once have they changed their menu. Now, Cane's could have easily added bone-in chicken or maybe a fish sandwich for Lent, but it would have taken away from what they do best, and any ounce of focus taken from that will result in a lesser product. The thing with focus and determination is that it's a long game. It doesn't just come with overnight success, and Cane's is the perfect example of that.
They flew under the radar for a long time. I would say probably until they were about 500 locations. The last 3 years has been when we've seen them really just slam down on the accelerator. They've gone from a quietly powerful chicken brand to a very loudly resonant, popular chicken brand.
And as a quiet chicken brand, their major cultural launch was around COVID. The company didn't lay off a single employee, and their drive-through efficiency prior to shutting down actually helped boost sales. Their focus on doing one thing to perfection is a massive advantage from a business operations perspective. It doesn't have to worry about hundreds of different SKUs to stock their restaurants. It's not chicken, beef, fake beef, fish, and 6 different salads. It's basically just chicken. Plus, from a cost perspective, the price of beef has skyrocketed over the last couple of decades to now be over 3 times the price of chicken, which has helped them have some of the best margins in the fast casual space, bringing in more than $5 million per location every year. And having that level of simplicity on the operations side translates to the employees. Now, I don't say this as some PR package about Raising Cane's, but they are one of the only fast food restaurants to consistently be on Glassdoor's top places to work as a fast food restaurant. They want their people to succeed. They've even started a new program to help foster talent by laying out a path to owning your own location for any employee interested.
Within the last couple of years, they've put a lot of resources into this restaurant partner program, which is designed to provide managers with the opportunity to essentially own their own Raising Cane's. We're going to invest in you. We're going to give you career trajectory. You can make 6 figures here at Raising Cane's if you stay here long enough. You could become a millionaire. That's been one of their promises, that over time you could theoretically become a millionaire.
Now the company has its eyes set on the end of the decade. It recently laid out a massive plan to reach $10 billion in sales by the end of the decade, with projections that it could hit that by 2027.
I think if anybody could do it, they could do it. If you see the trajectory of like a Chick-fil-A and how their sales have grown over the past decade, you know that great operations and a great product, particularly in the chicken category, can lead to fast expansion of units and sales. If anybody can do it, I would believe that Raising Cane's could do it.
Raising Cane's isn't an overnight success. It's one that's been built over 3 decades with pure focus on quality. But they have their work cut out for them to take this company to the next tier in the fast food space, while opening 100+ new locations every year around the world.